Hello, my name is Rebecca Fox, and this is my first time doing a tutorial, and I think I'm going to call this Fox's Outdoor Explanations, F-O-X. So a little brief bio. I am a high school media coordinator, and I love to do this on the side. I go out and forage. We have 21 acres, and we have blackberries, passion fruit, beauty berries, which I will be doing something on beauty berries when they come into season because they're amazing. You can use them for so many different things. And we have muscadine grapes. And I also do blueberries because I have a friend of mine who has blueberries, so I go pick blueberries at her house. And I'll be showing all different ways to use all these different fruits for juices, wines, and tinctures, and jellies and jams, and the difference between those. So today, I just wanted to share my passion. So I love foraging. I go out every day that I can to get these, and they just grow naturally in our backyard. So I'm going to start with blackberries. So I actually picked these in a backyard and I froze them. The best way that I like to use our blackberries is I heat them up, which I've already done. Some people like to keep them and just use them for blackberry pie, and that is great. After I heat them, I use something called a food mill. This thing has been a huge lifesaver. So you place the thing on the inside, put it down, and this is gonna get all of the seeds and the skins out when you turn it. So one of the best little investments, these are under $30. Place it on the inside. Press it down. And you pour your heated liquid inside, and then you just spin it around. All that good juice comes down here. Then you could use this for your wine, your jelly, and your juices, whatever you want for your blackberries. If you have extra, just put it in the fridge, freezer, and then you can use it later. You could also can the juice if you don't want to make it into jelly or jam or wine. All right, so I'm going to show you. So you're gonna take some, spoon it in to the food mill. Blackberries are a very healthy fruit, high in vitamin C, antioxidants. And some people just don't like those seeds, so this is a great way to get rid of those seeds. I usually fill this up about quarter of the way, halfway. And then you just give this little thing. I'm going to bring this over a little bit more over into, move my sugar over. I put it on a bowl with a spout so I could pour it easily. It's like jelly making things. I'll show you that for later. And then just spin it. Twist it a little bit the other way, spin it back. Now, if you want to do this with fresh blackberries, you can. I like to heat mine. And I always heat it with a little bit of water. Heating it gets all the juice out of there, makes it just a lot easier. Sorry about that noise. All right, so get that out of there. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. It's actually not as juicy as normal. This is more like a puree. Okay. as I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the stock pot that you need to get going for the water so you can can jelly. So I've already filled this, and you want to make sure that all the jars are completely covered. So I'm just using some ball jars, and I put the lids and the rings in. Now these have to come to a boil. So I gotta put this on here, this going while this is going. So I'm gonna put it up to pretty high to get it going, boiling. I like it to boil for at least 10 minutes before I can them. It'll boil for longer than that because I still have to make it. So I'm gonna get 2 cups of juice, and I'll need 4 cups of sugar. I know it's a lot of sugar. So it's so good. All right. So I'll take my spoon. I'm gonna get all that good stuff off the bottom. It can be a little messy. It's okay. That's why we have towels. Okay. Put a towel right there. I'm gonna set this down for now. And I'm gonna pour this into here to get my 2 cups. There's that. Blackberry juice is a little thick, and that is fine. I'm just gonna add probably a little water to it when I make this jelly. So jelly is without the fruit in it. Jam is going to have the fruit in it. Almost there, just a little bit more. All right. Get that going. It should not take long at all. Now, if you have a lot of seeds, a lot of pieces, you have to take them off the top of this and just throw them away. I like to use a little thing in the bottom of this. Keep it from moving around. It's not working so well right now. I also have 2 children. I have a daughter. She'll be 22 next month. I have a son who is in college at Western Carolina. He's going for electrical engineering. He's 19. They like going out in the woods with me too. I think they just like eating my jellies, my jams, my juices. Okay, I do love sharing them, especially as gifts. Great gifts to give, especially when they're homemade. All right, 2 cups juice. It is a little thick. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water and then add a splash of lemon juice. So I just play it by ear, but this looks like it's about just a quarter of water. And then I'm gonna add just a splash of lemon juice. Just helps with the preserving. So I just do a, okay, I promise I have muscles. Okay. Just do a capful, pour it in. And then make sure you get yourself some sugar gel. This is not sugar-free, so you need to make sure it's not the sugar-free one. I'll just shake that down, put it in. Now I'm doing this in the Pampered Chef blender. It makes it so easy, it does it for you. If you need directions on how to do this on the stove, I'm sure that's simple. I have never done it that way, but I know it's very simple, and I could probably find those directions for you and add them to the link. All right, so there it is. Sugar does not go in until it says add. So I'm going to find it where it says. Now this is loud and it takes a long time, so I'm going to pause this while this is doing this. But I will hit jam. All I do is hit go. It will pause and say add. And then I add the sugar and I hit it again. And when it's done, we will pour it into the heated jars and then put them back. I'll show you what to do after that. So I'm going to hit go. You'll hear it going. It'll heat up to the right temperature. And I'll be back when it's ready to put the sugar in. Okay, so this just went off. So now all I need to do is open this. I'll let the steam out a little bit. Ooh. Okay, carefully put that out. And I'm gonna add my 4 cups of sugar. Ooh, that's a lot. And that took 21 minutes. So it does take a long time if you do it this way, but then it's precise. You don't have to think about it. Goes to the exact temperature. All right, I did add, and I just have to press this again. Before I do that, I just thought about this. When you're doing blackberries, right when I pick them, I also put them in water and salt when they're fresh, and that will kill anything, any bugs, anything that's on them, and I let that sit for like an hour or 2, and then I rinse them. So I did want to add that in there, and right now I have that going, and I also am starting some blackberry juice because I had 2 cups extra from here, and I added 2 cups of water as well. I'm heating that up, and when this is done, I will show you how to make the juice after that. So while that's heating and this is cooking, I have 2 things going at once. I don't like to waste time. And I also have this right here. This is what's left in there. Those are like the seeds, and I'm just gonna scrape that off into the trash, and so that did not go into our juice or our jelly. All right, so I'm gonna hit this. It's at 207 degrees. It's got to warm back up, and when it's done, we'll be ready to pour our jelly. All right, I'm back. It says it's done. So now I'm gonna let that steam out slowly. All right, I've already brought a few jars out of the hot water. I left one in to show you how to do that while the steam is out. So this is a Sure Grip jar lifter. This thing is a must-have when you're canning. This is by Ball. So far I've noticed Ball is probably the best. I tried using jars that weren't by Ball, and I went and checked my cans, and some of them had sealed, and then when I went to go get them, the seal had popped up. You do not want to eat any canned jars where the lid is no longer popped down because of botulism, and that is very dangerous. So do not eat anything if you notice that the seal has popped up. It has to be down. That means it's a good seal. So, and so my stuff was ruined. And I was very sad because a lot of it was my beauty berry. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to reach in going to grab the jar. Very carefully, slowly, not to burn yourself. Pour that water out. And then I've got a cutting board here, just something to protect your counters. You just want to make sure that rim stays clean and dry. I have a paper towel here so that before I put on the seals, that it is dry. Also, you want one of these little magnetic things to get your lids out. Handy dandy, pops right out. I think it's kind of fun. I also put this on paper towel, make sure it's dry. All right, so now it's the fun part. Some people like to use a funnel to make sure that you can pour it right in there, make sure it doesn't go above that spot. I've done it so much I don't really use it. I am going to use it for the syrup though. I decided to make syrup, not juice. I'm a teacher. We adapt and adjust just like in life. So I realized I think this tastes more like syrup. So I made it into syrup. So I'll show you how to do that as well. All right, so I'm going to pour this in. It's nice and thick actually. It's a little thicker jelly. It looks really good. It's hot. The jars are hot. You want them both to be pretty hot. That's going to give you a good seal. And stop right at the bottom there. If there's too much space, it's not going to seal right. If there's too little space, it's not going to seal right. So it has to be just right. Right at the bottom of those rims. If it goes a little over, it's okay. I hope you can see this. I'm doing this by myself. I don't have anyone to zoom in and out. And I know this is my first video, so I'm definitely learning. And I'm always excited about what I do and always telling people about what I do, passionate about it. So they all said I should make videos and share what I do. So that's what I'm doing. All right, and I'm a teacher by nature, so let's see, special. I clean as I go, it's just a habit, but it also just helps things stay neat and clean. I suggest doing that if you're in the kitchen. It just helps at the end too. And then you're not as reluctant to do things in the end when you see that big old mess at the end. That's just how I like to work, but some people just like to do it all at the end. I have so many passions, things I like to do. I love art, painting, woodworking, drawing, wood burning. So maybe sometime I could share that with you too. I like teaching it. And I think rubber spatulas are a must. They help you get that all that last pieces and last bits in there. So anyway, I don't want this to be too little. I want to make sure that this is going to seal properly. I might have to steal some from another jar. If it's a little too, there's not enough, because there's enough in the other one. So, which I've had to do before. They can share. Sharing is always good. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. It's taking too much time, and it's starting to already cool. I want to get those lids on there. So I'm going to grab a spoon. Best laid plans. Okay. I'm going to grab a little dollop from there. A little dollop from there. Now I'm definitely going to have to make sure these are wiped clean now on top, since now I've made them a little messy. Doing this. Okay, should be enough to make sure that those will seal. I am actually originally from Montana, Alaska, and upstate New York. I live now in North Carolina. So you might hear a hint of a little accents from everywhere. I just kind of heard some come out. Now these are extremely hot. Actually get on the inside, all the way around. Hope you can see me. All right, now, got some on top of there. Okay, I'm going to take my little magnet here. Bam, that's the fun part. Oh, nope, still got a little right there. Ha, hot, okay. And that goes there. 2, 3. Oh, still see a little bit here. Do not want that to happen. And, or if you don't want to do this process, you could also just put a lid on top and put it right in the fridge. Now, I've got my rings, which I also had in the hot water. And I'm going to finger tighten these. And they're going to go back in for at least 5 minutes. And if they don't pop right away, you'll hear them pop afterwards. If they do not go down, you can put them back in or just put them in the refrigerator. You do not want to store them unless you hear that seal go down. All right, back in. Slowly, do not plop them in. You do not want to burn yourself with splashing hot water. Over here, I have the syrup going. I put in 4 cups. I did 2 cups juice, 2 cups water, and 5 cups sugar. It's a lot of sugar, I know. But syrup is very sweet. And so I sacrificed in other places so I could have my good stuff. All right, so this is looking good. It's thickening up. I'm going to turn that off. Let this sit for a few minutes before I pour it into, I've got some jars heating here. I'm gonna put a couple here and I'm gonna put one in the fridge so I have my blackberry syrup ready for my pancakes, waffles. You could also use it for your blackberry pie. You could use blackberries and then add a little of this to it. Makes it so good. Put it on ice cream. 3 ingredients: blackberries, sugar, tiny bit of lemon juice, just 1 capful. All organic, homemade, easy to pronounce all the ingredients. All right, so after that is done, I take them out, just listen for that little pop, and that's it. You can get these little caps as well if you want to just put it right into your refrigerator and not go through the whole water process. Well, I hope that you liked my video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe, be my first subscriber. Or if you didn't like it, that's okay. Everyone has to like everything, but God loves you, and that's all that matters. Bye.